A very good morning to you. Welcome to the AM News here on Global Television. I'm Uyag Mofwebe. Our sincere apologies for bringing the news to you behind schedule. Thank you so very much for your understanding. We'll begin by telling you President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has expressed gratitude to Nigerians for the overwhelming reception accorded him in Lagos on Tuesday, conveying his best wishes to all Nigerians during the Eid al-Kabir celebrations. This was disclosed in a statement signed by Dele Alake, Special Advisor to the President on Special Duties, Communications and Strategy. The President received a rousing welcome from a crowd upon his arrival in Lagos, who had traveled to Paris, France to attend the summit on new global financing pact and had made a brief private visit to London, United Kingdom. This marks the President's first visit to Lagos since his inauguration as Nigeria's 16th President on May 29, 2023. Upon his arrival at the presidential wing of the Murtala Mohammed International Airport in Lagos, Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu, Chief of Staff to the President Femi Gbajabiamila, Acting Inspector General of Police Olukayode Egbetokun, National Security Advisor Nuhu Ribadu, senators and representatives from Lagos State, as well as party officials, were on hand to receive the President. The Vice President, Kashif Shettima, has restated Nigeria's commitment to strengthening relations with the Republic of Korea, especially in promoting trade, technology transfer, and maintaining global peace. VP Shettima stated this yesterday when he received a delegation from the Republic of Korea led by the Special Envoy to the President, Jang Sugna, at the Presidential Villa in Abuja. This was disclosed in a statement signed by Olushola Abiola, Director of Information in the Office of the Vice President. According to the Vice President, Nigeria and Korea have a very robust bilateral relations that are anchored on years of mutual trust and cooperation. He stressed that Nigeria is willing to partner with the country in the area of technology, since by 2030 there will be 65% global talent deficits, with the US, Russia, and Brazil suffering 6 million talent deficits, adding that the government plans to create 1 million jobs in the digital world. The Vice President used the opportunity to assure the Korean government of the Tinubu administration's commitment to partnering with Korea in a bid to strengthen relations with both countries, particularly by balancing trade deficits between the two countries. And the newly appointed service chiefs have promised to respect human rights while discharging their constitutional mandates. This is as they promised to rid the country of the insecurity bedeviling it. Chief of Staff and Chief of Defense Staff Major General Christopher Musa said this on behalf of other service chiefs when they visited the Ministry of Defense in Abuja. Musa had said the armed forces under his watch would go about their duties professionally with respect for human rights, urging the citizens to see the armed forces as theirs. A retired Assistant Inspector General of Police Nuhu Ribadu has assumed office as the National Security Advisor, NSA, with a pledge to subdue insecurity and stabilize the country. At a brief event in Abuja, Ribadu promised to live up to the expectations of Nigerians and secure the country from all forms of insecurity concerns such as terrorism, banditry, and kidnapping. The NSA solicited the full cooperation of all servicemen and women, by extension all Nigerians. The former NSA Major General Babangida Mungano, retired, said Ribadu is well equipped, qualified, educated, and has a very deep standing of the complexity of the security challenges confronting Nigeria at this time, adding that the ever-changing 21st century environment demands a complex approach to it. Still on security matters now, the Acting Inspector General of Police, IGP Kayode Egbetokun, has revealed that 40,000 personnel will form a special intervention squad that will be redeployed to all states of the Federation in order to combat insecurity across the country. He made this known at a strategic meeting with the commanders of the Police Mobile Force and other tactical units at the force headquarters in Abuja. He said the squad will enhance the capacity of the force to respond swiftly and decisively to security threats and ensure police presence is felt in every nook and cranny of the country. National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, has sought more collaboration with the Nigerian Navy in the area of disaster management. Acting-based information, Lieutenant Chris Gaga, in a statement, said NEMA Director General Mustafa Ahmed made the appeal through a delegation to NNS Victory in Calabar, led by Mr. Fortunatus Anyanwu. The DG expressed the agency's gratitude for the swift response by the Navy during a boat mishap that led to the deaths of some medical students. The heroic act has attracted commendations from several quarters, including Governor Basi Otu of Cross River and the state chapter of the Nigerian Medical Association, NMA. Anyanwu said that the Navy remained a critical stakeholder in search and rescue operations, particularly in the maritime environment and other disaster management in the country. He recalls the crucial role played by the Navy in rescue operations, movement of relief materials, and distribution of palliatives to flood victims in 2022. Commandant General of Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps, NSCDC, Dr. Ahmed Audu, has said the Corps has zero tolerance for accidental discharge from the rifle of any personnel, adding that every officer must be proficient in arms handling. He gave the warning at the Passing Out Parade POP of Course 10 Basic Arms and Weapon Handling Training in Abuja. According to Audu, officers have the mandate to protect all critical national assets such as oil pipelines. Hence, the agency must ensure there is no compromise whatsoever in the sacrosanct duty. Audu said the Course 10 training, which took about 8 weeks, was part of a continuous training program of his agency to make officers fit for every function in the line of duty. The training and retraining of the personnel, he said, have endeared his administration to the men and officers of the Corps and, by extension, the general public. The National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA, in collaboration with the United Nations Office on Drug and Crime, has partnered stakeholders and has held a special event to commemorate World Drug Day 2023 with the theme, People First, Stop Stigma and Discrimination. As part of activities at the event, there was a discussion by the chairman of the agency, Brigadier General Buba Marwa, retired, about progress made in combating illicit drugs and measures taken to make Nigeria a drug-free nation. Tessie Otung tells us more.
The International Day Against Drug Abuse and Illicit Trafficking is a global event that aims to raise awareness and mobilize action against the devastating impact of illegal drug usage on individuals. The day is observed on June 26 every year to strengthen action and cooperation in achieving a world free of drug abuse.
UNODC's 2023 World Drug Report, which is being published today, estimates that more than 13 million people are injecting drugs, 80% higher than previously estimated. Globally, close to 300 million people use drugs, which constitutes an increase of 23% over the previous decade. The number of people who suffer from drug use disorders, meanwhile, has skyrocketed to close to 40 million globally, a 45% increase over 10 years.
This year's theme is on People First, Stop Stigma and Discrimination, Strengthen Prevention.
The increasing menace of drug trafficking and use and its impact on the society is not in doubt.
The National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA, in collaboration with the United Nations Office on Drug and Crime, European Union, and other bodies, organized a workshop to celebrate the day, talking about their successes and seeking ways to achieve a society which is free of substance abuse.
Prevention plays a pivotal role in curbing the spread of drug abuse and its associated harms. Strengthening prevention efforts involves implementing evidence-based strategies, promoting early intervention, and providing comprehensive comprehensive education to equip individuals with the knowledge and skills to make informed decisions about substance.
The call is now on well-meaning Nigerians to organize sensitization and create awareness about the resultant effects of drug abuse and also stop the discrimination of people addicted to substance use. I am Tessie Otung reporting for Global TV.
The Call Marshal Federal Road Safety Corps, FRSC, Dauda Ali Bill, has directed the mobilization of adequate logistics and personnel for Eid al-Kabir celebration to guarantee safe travels for all road users. This was contained in a statement signed by the Corps spokesperson, Bisi Kazem. According to the statement, the special patrol operations have been scheduled to commence June 26 and end July 1, 2023. He also mandated that there must be reduction in road traffic crashes, road traffic fatalities, and road traffic injuries in the special operations, urging officers to ensure prompt response to road traffic crash victims, engagement of robust public education and enlightenment, as well as speedy removal of obstructions from the highways. The Corps Marshal advised motorists to avoid traffic laws violation, avoid not only arrests and prosecution by members of the Corps, but falling prey to avoidable road crashes. The Acting Inspector General of Police, IGP Olukayode Egbetoku, has issued a directive ordering all police convoys to henceforth obey all traffic regulations. The IG gave the directive during his meeting with the Mobile Force Squadron and commanders at the force headquarters in Abuja. According to him, the force must lead by example if it is to command the respect of the general public. He therefore pledged to lead by example, promising to also observe all traffic regulations. Speaking further, the IG said the newly created Special Intervention Squad will comprise 40,000 specially trained officers selected from the pool of existing police mobile force personnel and all tactical units across the country. The officers, he said, will not perform routine police duties but will be housed and kept combat ready at all times, engaging in daily training in readiness for deployments to intercept and neutralize high-profile criminals and those terrorizing the communities. You're watching the AM News on Global Television, coming to you live on Star Times Channel 276 from Nigeria's capital, Abuja. Do well to follow us across all of our social media platforms using Global TV NG as you see on your screen. Thank you so much for staying with us here on the AM News on Global Television. Let's turn to business now. Cost of living in Nigeria has seen a sharp increase in recent weeks, occasioned by the removal of fuel subsidy. In this special report, Global TV's Sandra Akbar takes a look at the policy, its impact, and government efforts at mitigating its inherent hardship on citizens.
Over the past few weeks, a significant surge has drove fuel prices across the country over removal of fuel subsidy by the government.
Fuel subsidy. Unfortunately, the budget that I've glimpsed before I assume office and what I've heard is that no provision is there for fuel subsidy.
The rise in fuel prices has made it difficult for transportation and logistic companies to operate. The cost of transporting food items from farms to market has increased, and these additional expenses are being passed on to consumers.
I think this is exactly what the panic is, and this is not just the queue, because it's going to affect a lot of our lives, like the foods and everything. Everybody is going to depend on this fuel hike because it's going to affect every part of our living.
The subsidy affected us by transportation now. We cannot buy the product as we used to be. If you buy the product now, you cannot see motor to transfer your goods to where you sell it. And now it is increased.
Because they don't add money since. But the major one now, the fuel. Now money to buy canvas, now they do for. I want to take well. Because from Malaba to town, going and coming, over 1,000 plus. Even motor no to the road again.
The Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, is not left out as transport fares and prices of essential goods and services has shot up significantly as Nigerians struggle with the after effects of the government's decision on fuel subsidy removal.
It affects our business a lot because now, let me tell you, where I used to come to this market, from where I come, before it's 200 naira. Now I'm paying 500 to come here. Going 500, that is 1,000 naira.
I sell this fish before fuel costs. This one I sell 2,000, this one 5,000, this one 3,000. But now I'm fuel export. I sell this one 2,500, this one 6,000, this one 3,500.
Monitoring the situation across Abuja, these first-hand accounts echo the sentiments of many families facing the resultant effects of fuel subsidy removal.
My dear, it didn't really affect me, affect my family. One, to eat 2 meals square now in my house is a problem because I have 7 children. So when we eat once, that once will not even fill our stomach, just to manage.
While the removal of fuel subsidy has undoubtedly had an adverse impact on the country, it is important to note that the decision was made in an effort to address economic challenges faced by the government and the nation. However, the sudden price hike has left many consumers struggle to make ends meet. The government is exploring measures to mitigate the impact as Nigerians are optimistic that things will get better over time.
I know say now new government we get, we don't change the government and then we never know the results, but the government then promise us say everything will come down. That is why we are waiting.
Sandra Akpa for Global Television News.
Thank you, Sandra. The World Bank Group has approved a loan of $500 million to help Nigeria drive women's empowerment, which is contained in a statement by the World Bank. The loan is a scale-up financing for Nigerian Women program, which was initially approved on the 27th of June 2018 with $100 million financing. The World Bank has stressed the need for the government to address issues that inhibit women's economic empowerment and hinder inclusive, low-carbon and resilient economic growth. He noted that women's empowerment is essential to their ability to build resilience to climate change and, by extension, the resilience of their households and communities. Power distribution companies have backtracked on their earlier announcement of a tariff hike projected to take effect from July 1, 2023, as they say that the Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission, NERC, had yet to approve the hike. Various public notices from some of the discos seen on Sunday has said that the electricity tariff would be raised by about 30 to 40% for selected categories of consumers starting from July 1, 2023. The Abuja Electricity Distribution Company, AEDC, said that effective from 1st of July, there will be an increase upwards to the electricity tariff influenced by the fluctuating exchange rates. However, in an appeal by the AEDC, the firm asked its customers to disregard the planned tariff increase as approval for such an increment had not been received. A senior official at NERC confirmed that the regulator had not given the DISCO's approval to that effect. Vice President Kashif Shettima has announced the federal government's commitment to facilitating swift access to single-digit loans for all Nigerian small businesses in commemoration of the 2023 World Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises Day. The Vice President said this in a statement issued by the Director of Information, Office of the Vice President, Solushola Abiola. The VP recognized the crucial role of MSMEs in driving economic growth, job creation and innovation. Vice President Shettima emphasized the government's dedication to providing supports, creating an enabling environment, and improving financial access for MSMEs, particularly during these challenging times, saying President Bola Tinubu's administration's commitment is to partner with SMEs and facilitating their success. And on the foreign scene, Russia has executed 77 civilians being held in arbitrary detention in Ukraine, and that's according to a United Nations report released just yesterday. Matilda Bogner, head of the UN Human Rights Monitoring Mission in Ukraine, told a press briefing in Geneva that they had documented the summary execution of 77 civilians while they were arbitrarily detained by the Russian Federation. The United Kingdom's controversial plan to send asylum seekers to Rwanda will cost $210,000 per person, according to a published impact assessment, although the government insisted it will recoup most of the cost. The UK's Conservative government has made tackling immigration a priority, and it was a key promise as the country left the European Union. It wants to outlaw asylum claims by all irregular arrivals and transfer them to what it calls safe third countries, such as Rwanda, to stop thousands of migrants from crossing the channel on small boats. The government said up to £165,000 could be recouped due to saved costs from reduced asylum support. London also hopes the program will act as a deterrent. The government, however, has highlighted the cost of housing asylum seekers while their claims are being processed as it attempts to win support for the bill in Parliament. And that's a wrap here on the AME. Thank you everyone for watching. I'm Willie Agumofwebe. Global Morning begins shortly. Have a great morning ahead of you.